Well, my name is Elfrida Balzer,
Mm-hmm.
and I am 96 years old.
Oh.
I have a very good friend doing this movie or whatever it is that she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's about all I need. I have 4 children,
Mm-hmm.
all married,
Mm-hmm.
and 13 grandchildren.
Mm-hmm.
That's my claim to fame.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So can you tell us how long have you been staying here, living here in this building?
I've been here 2.5 years.
Mm-hmm. 2.5 years.
Yeah.
So I just want to know that in your age, what kind of service provided by this building, or you have to do anything by yourself?
No, there are specific services provided. Like once a week, there is cleaning of the apartment, and that is very specified. They do certain things, and other things you do yourself. You know, I won't go into the details of that. Or, and what was the other question? It was,
for example, what kind of thing you have to do by yourself? Do you cook by yourself, or do you do the laundry by yourself?
Yes. No, we do not cook by ourselves. We get all our meals provided, not breakfast, but lunch and supper is provided. And I mean, you can request not to come down. You can sign out, but it's always there, lunch and supper. Breakfast is on your own. And then what else did you ask there?
Do you do laundry by yourself?
Oh, yes. Yes, our laundry we do by ourselves. Now, there are many who can't do it by themselves, and they have home care coming in to do it for them. But I still do my own laundry.
Home care means home members or some volunteers?
Volunteers.
Volunteers.
Well, not really volunteers. They are paid. Paid workers by the city for home care. It's a whole branch of ministry in the city. Yeah.
But the people living here, they don't need to pay for the laundry. If somebody help them to do the laundry,
no. I don't pay either. I mean, it's included in my rent.
Yeah. But you mean that if you can do it by yourself, you just do it. If you cannot do it, somebody will help you, but you don't need to pay.
If you can do it yourself, you do it. But once you can't do it, then you have to work through a different agency called Home Care Agency. And then they will come and assess your need, see whether you really can't do it anymore. And then they would assign someone to you to come once a week or every 2 weeks or something to do your laundry.
Okay.
The cleaning, though, that happens from the building here, and that is the same for all the suites.
Do you like this building, Mom? I mean, do you like living here? Are you happy?
Am I happy here?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm very thankful. Very thankful. Good people, that are in charge, and the service people, like the ones who come to clean and that serve at the meals, they're friendly and very enjoyable. Yeah.
And how often do your children come here to visit you?
My children often. Yes, they come often. There's no regulated time. Becky comes almost every other day or every couple of days. And Dave comes a little less, but also he comes often, you know.
And
maybe a couple of times a week. I haven't kept track. With Becky, I know she does my shopping for me. Once it's nice outside, I'll do my own grocery shopping. But now in winter, she does it for me.
And do you feel lonely, Mom?
No, I don't feel lonely.
Oh,
no.
And how do you spend your day? I mean, that if you live here by yourself, so how do you spend your time?
Well,
how long will you spend on the computer
how
per
long
day?
have I been on it?
Yeah, per day. Yeah.
Oh, per day?
Yeah.
Oh, it depends. Some days not at all, and some days
1 hour, 2 hours, something like that.
Not every day.
Not every day, yeah.
No.
But in your age, still working on computer, that is amazing
Yeah, I
thing,
don't
ma'am.
know. See, it's not coming up.
So you just...
Dave has been working on it, and things have changed completely. That's just my screen. You want to see some writing or something?
Yeah. I just curious what kind of computer work you are still working on, in your age.
Very, very slow.
Yeah, it's okay.
See, here I have the German letter. Here I have the English letter. The German ones go to Germany, where we used to work, you see. Oh, yes.
So
yes.
do you have any advice for them?
Any
advice?
Advice?
Yeah.
For people in China?
Yeah, senior people.
No, I don't think I do, because it's a totally different situation.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what to advise. Like that culture and this culture are very different.
Yes.
And so I wouldn't.
Okay.
Years ago, like when older people no longer could live alone, they would go to live with their children. But today, that is not the case. Older people have so many more possibilities that they can live independently, and so it has changed. There are very few older people now in Canada that live with their children. Very few. Maybe, like, I know of one case here, the last months of her life, she lived with her children when she couldn't. They didn't want to put her in the care home. You see, from here, if you can't function anymore, you go into a care home.
Yes.
And so that's the difference.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. And in Canada and Winnipeg, we have many new immigrants every year. So how did you help them?
Well, at this point in my life, I'm not in a position to help new immigrants anymore. No, I really, what I know is being done. They welcome them into our church. I know that, and try to get them established, find a home for them, and look for work for the husband, if they're, and so forth. That would be my suggestion. If they have friends here that they know, help them to get work, help them getting a home. But like you were very independent. You just went ahead and did it all on your own.
Yeah. Thank you, Ma. Would you like to describe the story we met on my first day in Canada? I met you on the street.
Right.
Yeah. Do you want to just tell that story to us?
That was really very interesting. I was saying goodbye to my daughter at the top of her driveway, which was right on the street. And a car drove by. It's a very short street. And a car drove by, and a woman jumped out of the car and came and threw her arms around us and said, "Is there anything here to rent?" And that was the beginning of our story with you.
Yeah.
So then I said, "Come to my house for supper." I was going to pick up pizza because living alone, I didn't have a bunch of food in the house. And we waited and waited and waited. Do you remember that?
Yes. Yeah.
Until I could pick up the pizza finally, because they were at the pizza house.
Yeah.
Pizza Hut. Yeah. So that was our first acquaintance. And then we drove around looking at whether there was anything to rent in that area, because apparently you liked that area, which was North Kildonan.
Yeah.
And but then you just said goodbye, and after that you did your own house hunting and you found something on your own. Yeah, because you were very capable immigrants.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's a beautiful story. I mean, that you are the first person I met in Canada. You are the first person we met in Canada.
Oh, really?
Yes, that is our first day.
Oh, yes. That was your first day?
Yes, in Winnipeg.
Wow.
Yeah.
and you had rented a car right away.
Yes. Yeah. we rent a car in the airport.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So beautiful. Yeah. And how do you stay active and engage with your community as your age? Do you have any tips?
How do I stay active?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people, like right now in winter, of course, it's not possible, but in summer I walk, I take walks, and many people here do, even many of them, whoever can. I take my walker, of course, to be safe, walk with that. And there are many activities in the building here. Like they've just now assigned again, they're beginning exercises. You can go downstairs and you can take part in like just simple exercises with legs and arms and head and so forth. And what else did you ask? Activities. Oh yes, there are many activities. There are people who crochet and knit, and there are painting. They can come down and paint pictures, and there are books to read, and what else do they have? Like I don't take part in most of these things because I have fully occupied with interaction in the computer and writing letters and so forth. Let me think what other activities there are. People go walking. I mentioned that. Yeah, I do too. And there's bingo, and there's boche ball, I think they call it, and there's a recreation room, and there's some opportunities for games down there. All kinds of table games, There's one group that always plays dominoes, So if you want to take part in anything, there are so many options. You can always find something.
Yeah, great. Yeah. So, what's your perspective on your life?
My perspective on my life?
Yes.
Well, when you consider that I'm 96 years old, what do you think I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about the end. Yeah, it could come any time. I mean, at 96, God could call me home anytime, but he could also let me live a few more years, So my perspective is one day at a time. That's my perspective. And I thank God for each day and enjoy it. And
Great. Yeah. And do you have any life experience or wisdom to pass on to the next generation?
Any wisdom or what?
Or life experience.
Life experiences to pass on to the next, like the young people.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
You mean young people or young people?
Yeah, both.
Both. Made my life meaningful all the way. It hasn't always been easy, and it's been very difficult sometimes. But what has given my life a foundation and a hope is trusting the Lord, believing in Jesus as my Savior. I often felt guilt for things I had done, but I could ask Jesus to forgive them, and then they're wiped out. So my perspective on, that's what you asked. What's my perspective now?
Yes. Yeah.
I wish I had much earlier learned some of the things from the Bible and from the Lord that I have experienced over the years, But right now, I just rejoice. I just rejoice in what I have in God and what I have in Jesus,
Yes.
So.
Yes, it's all the questions for today. And do you have any question for me, Mom?
I read something today that maybe I should share with you. Just a few words.
Okay.
I wrote it down, but I have to look and see where I wrote it down. Well, it wasn't in here. This is my prayer list. See?
Yes.
These are the things I praise God for every day. This is what I pray for every day. This is wisdom for my family, our missionaries, the needy people around the world. And then look who's there.
Sally.
And Stephen.
Yeah. And Joanna.
And Joanna.
Darren.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on different days, I pray for different things. But what I'm looking for, I don't see right now. It would take too much of your time.
Every day.
Yeah, that's every day. And it's a percentage of your income. But I'm not sure what the percentage is now.
Okay.
So, but that's how it would be different for each person, I guess.
And for you, do you think that is expensive or is reasonable? Do you think it's reasonable or expensive?
Well, I'll tell you a little story. When we signed up to come, when they called us and said there was a place for me, she figured everything out and wrote it down. And then there was a few $100s left. I said, and that's what I have to work with every month? And she said, yes, that's what you have to work with. So I have to be careful. Yeah. So that
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So, Mom, it's all for today's interview. Do you have any questions for us?
You're done?
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah.
Oh, that wasn't so hard.